Before we start, I just want to make a very public apology for Helen's very bad hair, Series 1. Her twin sets, her choice of clothes, sorry, costume department, for not slapping Sylvia's breasts, for not getting Fenner sacked yet, she's working on it, and for not snogging Dominic. Or maybe that's just me. Well, this is a big trade secret, but okay, I'll share it with you. My agent had to pay a substantial sum to get me this part. In fact, it's taken me 3 series to pay it back. But at least it's got my career up and running now. The first day was a read-through, and we arrived here, sat around a huge big table with lots of scary people in suits, and read through episode 1, which was good, because it was just good to see who the characters were and how they sounded and how they looked. And then we had a coffee break and some sandwiches and lots of nervous, polite chit-chat going on. And I was very grateful that it came to the end of the day and we could actually get started. The first day that we walked on set, it was quite awesome. Huge, big, enormous, very realistic set. And I remember walking into one of the cells, and we kind of walked in one by one, shut the door, came back out and went, ugh, horrible. I think Series 3 is about Helen's battle to bring her focus back on her career and control herself emotionally more than she was Series 2. Still fighting battles, sometimes quite naively, but I think through determination and perseverance she wins quite a few of those battles, and she gets a promotion. Yeah, she loses a few battles this series as well, I think, partly through the same reasons that she wins some. She is quite naive, and sometimes I just want to sit her down and chat to her, talk through a strategy with her. Yeah, get her back on course. She's a poor wee thing, Billy no mates. Helen's a lot taller than me. I know you think it might be a feat of technical magic, but actually it's just great acting on my part. And high-heeled boots a bit. Both got Scottish accent. Both look quite similar, although she wears heavier makeup and that full-on hair thing. Oh, and we're both very good with handcuffs. Who else would I like to play in Bad Girls? Tough to be an inmate. I'd say Mickey Wade, so that I could kiss Helen Stewart. What, you think that's egotistical? I reckon that Helen Stewart is into nurses' uniforms. Now, I know that you're probably thinking that it goes back to the end of Series 2. I think it goes beyond that. I think Helen's got a nurse's uniform of her own that she keeps stashed away. And actually, when Nikki came into the flat, that ripping off thing, I think it was more that she was threatened than sexually attracted. I think she felt Nikki looked a bit better in it than she did. I get up at 5. I used to get up at 3:30 and do an hour's workout, and that's true. But it's the end of the run now, and a little bit tired now. Do the bath thing, do the get picked up at 6. Takes about an hour to get there. In makeup, takes a whole hour to do my makeup. Get breakfast on the way. A couple of croissants. Always ask for fruit, never eat it. Then we're on set at 8. Work, 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 hard, hard, sweat, sweat, passion, passion, all that, lust, lust. Lunch break, 1 till 2. Absolutely delicious food. Back to work. or a false round foot. Tea break, roundabout, well, it's not really a break, it's a case of sandwiches are out there about 4:30 and you've got to grab them if you get a chance. And we finish at 7, costumes back off, in the car, back home by about 8. I knew that Brian Park was the producer, and that was a bit scary because he is the Axeman. Actually, he's very nice, honest. Oh, yes. I knew that it was obviously serious about women in prison. I knew there'd be a lot of hot liquor action. I mean, lesbian storyline. And I knew that Jack was going to be in it, because I'd already worked with Jack on Thief Takers, so that was nice because I think he's very good. She's going to kill me, but there was a really funny scene between Deborah, who plays Shell, and myself playing Helen in an office, and just before her take, she went really quiet and her eyes started to water, and then she looked very sorry for herself and she said, "I'm sorry, I've just farted." And then I looked around the room and everybody else's eyes were watering as well. She even outdid Big Ron the Grip. Actually, we get the scripts about a week before and obviously read them, sometimes twice, usually just once. And then I mark out all the scenes and I write a little synopsis in the front of my script, each scene, just so that I can mark out what the journey is. Learning the lines is easy if you know what the scene's about and where your character's at and what they're feeling at that time and what their motivation is. The trick is, because there's very little time, just try to grab other actors and talk through the scene with them beforehand. Run it a couple of times and find out if there's any problems, any things that you don't feel are working. Yes, and then just go and do it. I think that Nikki becomes too dangerous for Helen, and she pulls back. She's always been very careerist, so she kind of pushes a lot of her feelings about Nikki down and focuses on the career, which, you know, is a good move, and through that she gets Governor 1 grade, which she was working towards. She wins a lot of her battles, and again, very focused on the career. I think there's so much always going on inside with Nikki, but she no longer feels safe to confide in her, and so in walks Dr. Waugh, who becomes her new best friend, and I think she genuinely really likes him. He's very handsome, he's a good guy, he cares about the women, he is on the right side of the fence so that they can work together. So anyway, she goes along with that until he susses her first, basically, and says, "I don't think you're being honest with yourself," which is a scene in the restaurant. I think it's been bubbling up before. There's a couple of times that Nikki really kind of tugs away and she pushes the lid back on it, and he rips it off and says, you're not being true to yourself. And then, of course, you know, she can't face going to the appeal court. Sits in the bar and, God, she so wants Nikki to win that appeal. And is just absolutely elated and overjoyed when she does. I just want to say, from all of the cast, thank you so much for getting us the National Television Awards. Thank you to all the fans. Thanks. You're fab. We love you.